Hey, welcome back to the channel. Today we make this. And you're probably wondering, what is it? Well, it's a skateboard holder. You see, I have these 4 skateboards around my garage and I'm always having to move them. I figured, hey, let's make some skateboard holders and put them on the back of my garage door so I don't have to keep moving them all the time. Let me show you how I did it. And stick around to the end because I do some destructive testing on one of them. This is the current setup. As you can see, it's just some PVC pipes that are cut to hold the trucks. This works okay, but if you want to raise the garage door, you have to take them down. So what we're going to do is we're going to make some new holders that when you raise the garage door up, they don't fall out and they can stay in the holders the whole time. So I jump on the computer and I'm using Onshape to design this part, but you can use any software. I start out by making the base, which is 8 1/4 by 3. Then I make the holder part. And then finally onto the holes. I countersunk these holes because I'm going to use screws that have countersunk heads on them. And then I finish it up by putting fillets on each of the corners. Now that the model's done, I export it to my local drive. Then I open it up in Cura, the 3D slicing software. When the model comes in, it's laying flat. I want it standing up, so I change the orientation. Then I bring in another model because I want to print 2 at a time. Once I got the other one in there, I move them closer together, move them around a little bit, and finally get in the position I want them to be in. Then I check the print settings. I want to see where I have supports. Then I check the brim because this is tall and I want to make sure that it doesn't wobble too much or fall off. I click the slice button. And then it tells me how long it's going to take to print. I check the preview and export it to a jump drive. I got this Elegoo from a friend of mine. I don't really have a good place for it set up right now, but here's some of it printing. Overall, it took 4 days to print all these. I ended up making 4 pairs, 2 pairs out of yellow, 2 pairs out of green. On this yellow one, some of the layers didn't seem to join together. And then at the base where it was attached to the plate, the fillets didn't come out quite right. The print is actually pretty good, but towards the top it gets wavy. I was thinking it was getting wavy because it's so tall and it was wobbling a little bit. But overall, these will work for what we're doing. I then quickly removed the old skateboard holder. Now if you've seen my other videos, I tend to try to use scrap wood or wood from previous projects. Here I found some plywood and cut it down to 8 1/4 inches. I'm going to use this to screw to the garage door and then screw the holders to this. When I was cutting this plywood, I remembered that I didn't have an outfeed table. And here you can see why it's very important to have an outfeed table. This could have gone very bad. had to rip one more piece that's 8¼ inches. This time I had an outfeed table, and it went much better. I started out by placing the plywood on the garage door with some clamps and using a level to make sure it's straight. Next, I used my drill to drill some holes through the plywood and through the garage door. Then I take a piece of scrap wood and screw that all together. I do this for each end and the middle. Now I want these skateboards to be centered on each side of the garage door. So I mark the center line, then I mark halfway to one bracket, and then halfway to the other bracket. Then I align the brackets and screw them in with 6 screws. After I got the brackets screwed in, I placed in the longboard. Then I did the other brackets for the other longboard. The regular board. And then finally the penny board. And this is what it looks like with all the boards installed. Now let's do some testing. With all the boards installed, I raise and lower the garage door, and it works very well. Now on to the destructive testing. I fastened the bracket that I made previously as a prototype to a piece of wood and put it in my vise. I'm using a high-tech calibrated fishing scale to do my pull test. Oh man, that was exciting. I was really surprised about how much it held up. 20 pounds or about 9 kilograms. Not too bad. Thanks for watching.